What's up, guys? I'm here with the real estate legend, Brandon Brown. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Not a legend, but I'm still doing good.
All right, hey guys, we're about to talk to a really good friend of mine who's getting into real estate, and we'll just see how it goes. Just do it interview style. Tyler, what's up, bro? Can you see us?
Hey, yeah, I can see you.
Hey, man.
Hey, Tyler.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm so pumped that we're all talking right now. Brandon, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Kind of just a quick background. I've known Tyler for a long time. We're from Central California. We met at the end of high school. We ended up going to the same college in Colorado for engineering. And Tyler was my first solid Christian friend as like God was working on my heart. And dude, you're a big part of my testimony, actually. I always mention you.
Oh, praise God for that.
Yeah, dude. He's been in aerospace engineering, and then he went back to Colorado, currently living in Denver,
Nice.
engineering, and you're fed up with it.
I'm just kind of looking for something different, right? Looking to get out, spend more time with people.
Absolutely. So you were looking at a lot of different careers, and there's still a few. You're not like 100% sure about real estate last time we talked, but like that's the highest thing on your list at the moment. So you're exploring that more. You don't know where you're gonna live is the next thing. Like you may
Right.
stay in Denver, you may go to Reno or San Diego or maybe even Orange County. We'll see. Just a lot up in the air. You just kind of want to get more clarity on how real estate works. I did my best telling Tyler everything that I know, but I've been doing this for like 6 months, and Brandon's been in this game for decades. So a more experienced take on what it's like to be a realtor.
I think you said a couple key words, and I think one of the first key words you said is you want to be around people more, or at least talk to people, which is probably the number one thing you have to do in real estate, which is a good thing. And if you have a servant-oriented heart and you want to just talk to people, that's humongous. That's 99% of the job. You need knowledge, but you need a support team that can provide you with the knowledge. You don't have to have all the knowledge right out front, but you have to care about others and you have to engage with others at all times. So if you guys are the math guys, right? Engineers. I'm sure you can come up with the equation, but it's people 100% of the time.
Yeah, Brandon has to beat the logic and math out of my head on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Like there's no exact answer on like what's the price of a home. It's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And like you can't get bogged down in like becoming an expert at this stuff. You really just have to get your name out there, get someone to trust you, and help them through the process.
Yeah, so I love listening to Jordan, who's just full logical, like, hey, why did this sell for like $5 more than I thought it should? And I'm like, well, that's called emotions, you know, and people are emotional, and that's why you strategically price things, because you can get into bidding wars, and then emotion takes over and logic falls off the map. You can't calculate emotions. Every single person that overpaid for a home in 2020, they're looking really good right now. You know, I had a client, she kept losing deals over $5,000. She had a spreadsheet, she went price per square foot, and she's like, I am not gonna pay more than 5% over this list price every single time. And we just kept losing by 5,000. And it kept going up. And this was in 2020. And I think about her all the time because she just eventually just gave up. And part of that's on me. I probably should have said, look it, just do it. But I don't pressure people into homes by any means. But I look back and she's still renting in LA right now, and she could have had a home with probably 150,000 or more of equity in it because she's using too much logic. If you share the love of the Lord, that's the best thing in the world. That's what makes this job awesome. Because now you're glorifying God through this job, and you get to interact with people, and you can go to bed at night and just say, you know what? My role is to glorify God in every interaction that I have. He's the one that's going to bring me the clients. I'm not going to worry about how I'm going to feed my family, because it can be scary going into real estate full time and going, okay, where am I going to get my income from? Where am I going to find my clients? But to go back to your question on how to start, what I've found is you can't put everyone into a mold, meaning they all have their built-in personalities and their skills. So I think you'd have to soul search on what your skills would be. Jordan's sharp because he picked the niche of doing the videos, which are, in my eyes, outstanding. And that consistency is going to pay off. So he chose that, which is amazing. It's great. If you're not into the videos, you're going to have to choose something else, whether it's networking. One of my agents, he plays a lot of basketball, a lot of golf. He's just out playing all the time, socializing. And it's been amazing for him. It's incredible the sphere of influence that he gets just by enjoying life. I'm envious of that.
Yeah, talk about a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always texting him like, bro, I'm living vicariously through you, because he's out on the golf course, and next thing you know, he's got a client from it. So you can do all of that. You got to interact with people, but you got to figure out what fits your personality.
Yeah, you got to find whatever method is a fit for your personality, like Brandon was saying, for the end goal of you need like 5 times as many people that know you, and to know that you know what you're talking about in real estate, and that you care about them. Because there's a lot of people that are qualified to help them, but at the end of the day, people work with people who they can trust and who they feel like they're going to take care of me, so.
You're bringing them value. You're bringing them service. You're bringing them local knowledge. You're listening to radio stuff behind us.
What the heck is that?
I feel like we're Stranger Things right now, dude.
We may need to
I don't know
move.
what's going on.
Oh, it's him.
I actually can't hear it, so.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
I've gone on 2-3 hour bike rides, talking to people, listening to them. They're opening up to me about family drama and family stuff. And it wasn't, and they're talking about selling a house, and I didn't even say anything of what I do for work.
I love this story.
And yeah, and then the last like half hour, after talking to this guy for at least 2 hours on this bike ride, he goes, hey, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm a real estate broker. And he goes, do you want to sell that house? And I love it because that turned into 3 different sales. And I didn't have to right away, when he was talking about the issues that he was going through, family, why he has to sell this thing, I didn't immediately chime in and be like, oh, I'm a realtor, I can do that. I was caring about him genuinely as a human and the problems that he was having, counseling the best that I could, listening, being a good listener. And when the time was right, in my eyes, I got to give all the credit to the Lord, but the Lord opened up that door. I was able to just say, oh yeah, this is what I do, and it was outstanding. It was amazing, and I got to serve them. Orange County, there's certainly less supply, just because we have limited land here to build. I mean, if you're in Texas, they're still expanding.
But is there opportunity? Is that sort of what you're asking about? Like, to be a realtor, are there still opportunities to get in and make a career?
Yeah, absolutely. There's newer agents that I've seen, and that I follow their Instagram, that are doing such good work. But you got to treat it like a job. A lot of people get into real estate and they're like, well, I can just go. I mean, I get it, you can play golf, but if you're going to play golf, make it intentional.
Yeah.
They feel like they can treat it like a part-time job because it's the first time they didn't have to clock in and clock out. And if you treat it like a job, you get up every morning, you study the data, start making your calls or sending your emails, being kind and serving others, and you're going to get business. It doesn't take a lot of business to, I don't want to say survive in Orange County, because I guess it kind of does, but but if you think about it, you can sell just a handful of homes and make a living here because the prices are absurd. You know, you sell a $2 million house and you're getting, let's just say 2% commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, $40,000?
I was telling Tyler that as you think about your next season of life, where you want to live, what you want to do, if it is real estate, you should probably think about the average price of a home in whatever market you're going to move to. If the average home sells for 150 grand in Mobile, Alabama, it's like you're going to have to sell 20 or 30 homes to be able to replace your engineering income. Orange County, Los Angeles, San Diego, Seattle, whatever, maybe Salt Lake City, get that down to 4, 5, 6 homes and you can replace your income. But the thing is, maybe there's more competition in those markets as well. Like, I don't really know how I would combine those two into a Venn diagram of the perfect city for me, but it's also personal. You want to live near your family? Do you want better weather? I don't know, but.
And I'll be honest, it's not easy to start. You have to hustle. I kind of, oh, you hear Snoop? I think it's Snoop.
I think we should move.
We might have to move around the corner real fast.
All right, let's do it.
Hold that thought. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
How far do you want to go? We could put it on this little table.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, long time no see.
Yahoo!
Hey,
Here, why don't you hold it for a second? I'll get this set up.
that's a lot better. Thanks for doing that.
You have no idea what just happened behind us. We have a lady listening to like Snoop Dogg on a 1980s I don't even know. Boombox. Are you really gonna hold it the whole time?
Absolutely, I'm good.
Jordan's getting a wrist workout. So
You got to lay a foundation, and you need to plow the field for a long time in order to get there. You just got to be consistent, right?
yeah, and I truly believe it's all about your heart. If you're here to serve others and then you just work hard, you're gonna be fine. It's not gonna be easy, but know your mission, know your purpose, and stick with that. But I don't think it's not necessarily a quick money-making scheme by any means. I've been doing it for 22 years. I've never really marketed myself. I'm just kind of starting to jump into more of the marketing world myself. It's mostly been referral based. For me, it's different because I grew up here, so I have a lot of local knowledge. My friends' parents are now at that age where they're downsizing or getting sick or passing away, whatever it is, and so it comes to me. But I'd say a lot of my clients have been from riding bikes, from being in groups and just being myself, and inevitably people know what I do, and then something comes up where I'm able to serve them, or you become an authority where they start asking you questions because they hear, like I study the market every Sunday. I study the economic forecast, I study the data, and now I'm actually doing a video kind of regurgitating what I see each week. And you become an authority. People don't necessarily want to learn what you're saying, they just want to know that you know what you're saying. And so when the time comes, they're going to ask you about it. So you may not get a ton of likes, comments, and all that stuff from social media.
You told me not to worry about that.
You don't worry about it, because when the time's right, they're just going to come to you. They don't need to know at a certain time. Someone may not be ready to sell for whatever reason, but the minute they do, they're going to be like, hey, Jordan does those videos, Brandon does that knowledge. Let me go ask him how the market is. That's all that matters, that you're the guy that people think of. I had a listing appointment on Friday about some people that, I don't think I told you this.
I don't know.
So I got my first client from ChatGPT.
What?
Crazy. So I get this email and it said, hey, we're thinking about selling. I want to interview a bunch of realtors, but your name popped up on the list and I'd like to meet with you if possible. And we go to Compass Bible Church. And I was like, wow, dude, I have no idea who these people are. So I set up an appointment, and I get there and we meet and we're having a great conversation. And I said, how on earth did my name pop up? And he said, I just used ChatGPT and yours came up at the top. And I was like, well, that's got to be a Lord thing, because there's no reason why I should be at the top of ChatGPT.
Praise God. That's amazing, though. But if a lot of people keep doing that, I'm in big trouble, because I ain't going to be on no ChatGPT.
No, but there's no reason. But it was just, he said, you came up first. I was reading your bio. It said you went to Compass Bible Church. We go to Compass Bible Church. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I need to talk to this guy. And that was amazing. But that's not even the coolest part, because this is where I feel like I'm not a salesman, and it's not my job just to tell people to sell homes. That's just not what I want to do. And so throughout the conversation, we're talking about reasons, where they're at, what their strategy is, and the potential of leaving. I turned it into more of a gospel type thing by saying, well, have you spoken with your pastors yet? Which pastors are you closest to? And they gave me the name, and I said, you know what? Before you make any decisions, I highly encourage you to just talk to the pastor so that you can go over what your thought process is and why you are leaving. And I say that because our pastor gave a sermon in 2020 when we all wanted to escape, California especially, because it was just crazy with lockdowns. And he gave a sermon on, are we wanting to escape to make life easier, or are we trying to escape for a different reason? And you need to check your heart, because the Lord wants you where he wants you, and he doesn't want you to escape so you can go live on a big, huge farm in the middle of Montana and not have to talk to anyone. Like, he has you here for a reason, and you shouldn't escape to make life easier. That's not his goal in your life, is to make it easier. It's to glorify him and be used by him. And so I had that talk with them, and they were highly appreciative. And my whole goal was, let's figure that out first, make sure that you're counseled properly, and then we can talk about strategy.
Yeah.
And I left there being like, okay, awesome. Like, I felt good about that. And that's where I'm at in my real estate life. Again, if I believe the Lord brings me my clients, I need to honor that with the counsel that I give to sell a house, not just for a commission. Because it would be very easy to be like, okay, yeah, let's get it on the market and get it out. And perfect, I make $15,000. Yet they've escaped for reasons that are ungodly and not what's best for them. I've had plenty of people come to me for interviews, and I'm pretty open and honest to just the way that I kind of train. There are people that want to sit in classrooms and be around a lot of people and get the book knowledge.
Yeah, I think what Brandon's talking about here is the difference between a boutique brokerage and a traditional large brokerage where a lot of agents go to. A lot of like new agents. When you get your real estate license, you start getting letters in the mail from like the biggest brokerages in the country, and they're like recruiting you. They want you to come to them because anytime you sell a house through them, they take profit from it. Obviously, every broker does. But their business model is to get you to come to them, and they get you to come, and it's a great place to get a lot of exposure, meet a lot of agents, get a lot of like training from like classes and meetups and networking. They try to create a culture around it, because without that, there really is no culture like you would find in a traditional corporate job, like with engineering. But the thing is, a lot of times these big brokerages, they take advantage of their agents and take like half of their check or even more than half of their check. Like, we're talking about the split between agent and broker. It can be 50-50, right?
Even worse.
They take 70% of the commission. You only get 30%. Or
There are a lot of people that want to make money off of you
Correct.
and your sphere of influence.
You're interviewing them. And that's the interview. Well, not all of the interview. Unfortunately, my phone did shut off there at the end, so I missed a few golden nuggets, but you got the gist for the most part. Brandon had to take off. Brandon, if you're watching this, thank you so much, man, for spending some time with me, letting my good friend Tyler pick your brain a little bit about real estate. And one thing I wanted to say that the interview didn't catch, because my phone turned off, is my friend isn't like 100% sure what they're going to do with their career or where they're going to live. And when you're in a position like that, I was there. About 2 years ago, before real estate, I was scrambling, trying to figure out what was next for me, and it was horrible. I almost didn't have a reason to like get out of bed in the morning. I didn't really understand where all of these things in my life were leading to. And that feeling is honestly worse than a lot of other feelings out there. Thankfully, the Lord led me to my career right now. I'm doing real estate, loving it. And I'm just focused on putting in the work, putting out some videos, really trying to educate people, walk with people, and just help anyone that I possibly can. And somebody asked me this morning, how many homes have you sold? And the answer was 0. And you would think that that bothers me, but it really doesn't bother me at all, because I know where I'm heading. I know I have a direction that I'm moving in. The clarity that comes with that is everything. So I hope that through this interview, my friend was able to get some more clarity, get some more wisdom, and feel confident moving forward that they're heading in the right direction. So anyway, hope you got some value from this. Let me know what you thought of the interview, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.